Lisa, and welcome to the second edition or episode part. Welcome. I just wanted to say a massive thank you for all the messages that you've all been sending me about the last vlog, the first part. If you haven't seen that one yet, I'll put a link to it below in the description box so you can go back and watch it if you can be bothered. It's nice to know that I am kind of on the right track, especially after making such a big deal out of not wanting to hear how much everyone likes it. It's nice to hear how much everyone likes it. I also have to apologise for my hair. I either had time to do my hair or do this video. So lucky for you, I chose the video. As I said at the end of the vlog last week, this week we're going to be talking about books and some creative books that I think are like massively inspiring and that I've really enjoyed reading. So the first book that I want to talk about is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. It's creative living beyond fear. You may know Elizabeth Gilbert already because she's the author of Eat, Pray, Love, which was turned into a movie with Julia Roberts. Really worth seeing if you haven't seen it yet. And this book is really just talking about her creative life and how you can bring more creativity into your life. There are so many just kind of like pearls of wisdom that are dropped into this book. It's crazy. So I'm just going to read one to you just so you can get an idea. Do you have the courage to bring forth this work? Do you have the courage? The treasures that are hidden inside you are hoping you will say yes. I just think that's so cool, this idea that there are all these treasures like inside you just waiting to be unlocked and waiting for you to kind of go forth into the world and like release them, and just having the courage to know that that's enough and to kind of be true to your creative self. I really love that, and that's a quote right from the very beginning. I really recommend this book. The second book that I'm going to recommend is this, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. It's actually in this book that I first read about morning pages. I have read about them in other books or websites or anything since. They're not always called morning pages. Sometimes they're called like brain dump. I don't know, all kinds of different names like that. But this is the first place I read about them. It has like all this space for you to write in, and then it has little blank bits. It has prompts. Loads of different ways that you can kind of think about your life more creatively. Loads of different ideas. It first came out in 1993. Yes, it's been around for a while. God, that's ages actually. I probably actually got my first copy in the 90s. This is probably about my fourth copy of it, but it's a really good book. It's a book that I kind of go back to, and it is more or less always on my bookshelves. Funnily enough, when I was in with the head of creative writing at my university, I noticed that she had one on her bookshelves too. So it's a really common book for artists to use. Similar to what I was saying last week, that although there is some writing, it's really about unlocking any artistic pursuit, any kind of creativity. She kind of covers with this book. It's a bit for everyone. So there we go. Definitely another book, highly recommended. Okay, so this next book, it's not strictly a book on creativity, but it is something that I feel like you need to maybe unlock your inner creativity. It is The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck by Sarah Knight. It's clearly a play on the words of that, is it Maria Kondo, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying? So it's a bit of a play on that. She does say, I think in the beginning, like, this is no way endorsed by the whole Miss Kondo experience. But it is a bloody hilarious book, and it is really worth reading. I've actually given a few of these out now as gifts because I just think everyone should read them. It really covers a whole range of topics. It's basically saying, like, not to be a bitch. It's not that kind of not giving a fuck. It's just like knowing when you need to give a fuck and when you shouldn't. Are you stressed out, overbooked and underwhelmed by life? Fed up with pleasing everyone else before yourself? Then it's time to stop giving a fuck. This irreverent and practical book explains how to rid yourself of unwanted obligations, shame and guilt, and give your fucks instead to the people and things that make you happy. So that's kind of really it in a nutshell. She's broken it down into loads of sections, like family and work and kids and social engagements, and just kind of just thinking about the things that make you happy, the things that are going to bring like positivity and good things into your life. And if it's not, maybe it's time to let go. It's time to let go. So don't let go of this book though, get it. Okay, this next book's actually not a creative book technically either. 1 Million Lovely Letters by J.D. Ann Binkley. When life is looking hopeless, one inspirational letter can change your life forever. I've blogged about this book, I've tweeted about this book, I've bookstagrammed this book. I love this book. It's honestly one of my favourite books. It's about a girl, the author J.D. Ann Binkley, who had a very severe, brush with death, and reached a really, really low place in her life and wasn't sure how she was going to come back from it. And she really did it through writing and through the power of just putting positive words out into the world. And she started writing people letters who kind of needed a bit of a pick-me-up. And then she started getting requests from all over the world of people saying, oh, can you please write to my friend, my mum, my sister, whoever. And she does. She writes to all of them and she doesn't charge anything. And just through her words and her positivity, she has just changed so many lives. And this is her memoir of everything that kind of led up to that first letter being sent, and then kind of where she's at now. She's also a poet, so there's some poetry in the book. There's some poetry on her YouTube channel, which I'll put a link below. Just goes to show how creativity and words can just have the most wonderfully positive impact, and it's just such a simple thing to send someone a letter, but actually it can really, really, really just change someone's whole day. It's not like a guide or anything. It is her life story, but it's so inspirational, and you just can't help but want to write after reading this book. You'll be writing to everyone. Everyone gets letters from me now. I think they're getting a bit bored of it. So my final book is Let It Go by Katie Delbout. I'm not really sure how you say her surname, but it's a journey through journaling, and she's a very spiritual person, and she talks about spirituality and the universe a lot. It's basically just one tool after the other of awesome ideas about journaling. Journaling was something we spoke about a bit last week, and I am going to do a whole video on journaling, so this book will probably come up again then, but she just has all these really, really fantastic ideas. So especially if you're quite keen on the idea of writing and journaling, but you're not really sure where to start, I would suggest getting this book. There are other books like this, and so she's broken hers down. Look, you can see these contents pages. I mean, they're seriously intense. There's a lot of tips and ideas. But yeah, so she's got, for example, the morning dump. So that's kind of what we were talking about with the morning pages. But then she's also got the joy jar, which is very similar to the happiness jar that I speak about in my book. To make any situation fun tool, texts from yourself, the job love letter. A lot of what I write about is obviously to do with health and cancer and women's health and stuff. And actually in this book, there was a tool that I was really drawn to, and that I've been working on and really enjoying, and that's tool number 32, and it's called An Honest Letter to Your Condition. The first step is choose a physical condition you want to heal, so having cancer and the post effects of having cancer. That would be for me. Start by just exactly how you feel about your condition and just let it all out onto the page, similar to a morning pages blah 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 mind dump about everything. Write down everything that you feel like your condition holds you back from. And then that's the first part of your letter. Then the second part of your letter, you need to shift your thought pattern into the positives about your condition, which might sound really, really weird. But she's put, for instance, perhaps someone meaningful came into your life to take care of you. I've said this before, but that I thought kind of one of the best things about having cancer, if you can ever say that, was how much my family were around. They were just here all the time, and I loved it. The other major positive, of course, is losing the fear that I had associated with putting my own writing out into the world, and now I do it all the time. So that's another major positive that came from me, from my illness. Just an example of the way that she phrases her tools to kind of just take something negative, acknowledge that it's negative, but then just try and see how else you can reframe it. and she does it all just again through writing. So there we go. That was my 5 favorite inspirational books. I'm saying favorite, but I'm sure I could have gone on and rambled about more and more and more. If you've got any books though that you have read and enjoyed and liked and think that could be useful for other people to read about creativity or living creatively or living mindfully or anything like that, please do comment, let me know, let everybody else who might be watching the video know, or you can Facebook, Twitter, all the usual stuff. I'll put all those links below as well. And I really enjoyed hearing from everybody this week, so please do continue to get in touch. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you so wish. But either way, I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.